Salute Yasharala. It's your brother Remain True, Yaram Yahweh. Greeting you in the name of Adonai Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Okay, so we're going to be getting into Genesis 48 and 20 through 22 to get the precept, the scripture first, and then we're going to go and get the precept for this passage of scripture. And I've been begging GMS to bring out the precept for this. And they never did do it, and I know why they didn't do it. That's the reason why I asked them to bring it out. And so that passage of Genesis that we're talking about is dealing with Israel blessing Joseph with one portion above his brothers. Okay, so Genesis 48, 20 through 21. Let's start at verse 20. Genesis 48 and 20. And he blessed them that day, saying, In thee shall Yasharallah bless, saying, Allahayim make thee as Ephraim and as Manasseh. And he set Ephraim before Manasseh. And Israel blessed Salakia. And Israel said unto Joseph, Behold, I die, but Allahayim shall be with you and bring you again unto the land of your fathers. Moreover, I have given to thee one portion above thy brethren, which I took out of the hand of the Amorite with my sword and with my bow. Amen. Okay, so let's just look at it one more time. All right. Matter of fact, let's look at the blessing that he gave Joseph in verse 15. And he blessed Joseph and said, The Most High, before whom my fathers Abraham and Isaac did walk, the Allahayim which fed me all my life long unto this day, the angel which redeemed me from all evil, bless the lads, and let my name be named on them, and the name of my fathers Abraham and Isaac, and let them grow into a multitude in the midst of the earth. Okay? You see that? The two sons of Joseph are being blessed to grow into a multitude in the earth. Now, that's all them E1B1As you got out there in Africa, man. Okay? The largest haplogroup in the world, man. Okay? All right. We're going to skip down to back to verse 20, all right? Well, let's look at 19, dealing with that E1B1A being the largest haplogroup. Let's look at that. Verse 19. All right, I'll show you well, today you could see the fulfillment of this prophecy that we're going to see in Genesis 48:19. And his father refused and said, I know it, my son, I know it. He also shall become a people, meaning Manasseh. And he also shall be great. But truly his younger brother, meaning Ephraim, shall be greater than he. Ephraim shall be greater than Manasseh. And his seed, Ephraim's seed, shall become a multitude of nations. That don't describe a handful of Puerto Rico, no handful of Puerto Ricans, man. That don't, you see you 12 tribe chart people? Does this describe Puerto Rico? No, it don't, man. Quit your blasphemies and your false doctrine and your false prophet camp elders, man. Hey, man, tell these dudes where the hell to go with their old, decrepit, depraved, false prophet having ass, all right? And, man, why would you want to be destroyed to hold on to a lie from Ariah? Okay, Ariah did a lot of good work, man. But the damn 12 tribe chart was like the white folks would say, a real doozy, okay? Give it up, man. All right? I mean, you give brothers the credit for the work that they did, just like Yahweh Shai did in the letters to the church. He gave all the churches credit for what they did right, but for what they did wrong, he rebuked them. What's wrong with you, men? What's wrong with you young men that won't rebuke these elders, man? You scared of these guys? You can't be afraid of these dudes just because they're your elders, man. If your elder is wrong, you must rebuke him, okay? And you can't go off talking about, well, Paul said, rebuke not an elder, okay? No, you better read that in context, man. Understand what that's saying, man. It says don't rebuke him, meaning speak to him harshly, but treat him as a father, meaning even if you have a disagreement where you would otherwise rebuke somebody because they acting like a fool, if they're an elder, you entreat them as a father. You do your very best to reason with them to get the disagreement ironed out. But it don't mean you just let them off the hook with their heresies, man. Okay? For real. Amen. Okay? And he blessed him that day, saying, and thee shall Israel bless, saying, Allah make thee as Ephraim and as Manasseh. And he said Ephraim before Manasseh. Genesis 48:21. And Israel said unto Joseph, behold, I died, but Allah shall be with you, and bring you again into the land of your fathers, which is the land of Canaan. Moreover, he's talking to Joseph right now. And Israel said to Joseph, moreover, I have, this is 22, Genesis 48:22. Moreover, I have given to thee one portion above thy brethren, which I took out of the hand of the Amorite, with my sword and with my bow. Okay? If you can find somewhere in Genesis to Revelation where Jacob ever took anything from an Amorite, let alone with a sword and with a bow, the comment description is available. Please leave the link for me, man, because I would like to find out what the hell Jacob is talking about. Okay? I mean, because you don't see no activity nowhere in Genesis dealing with Jacob. No war, no bow, no sword, or nothing, man. When I read this, as a younger man, and like I said, just like when you in church every Sunday or in them false prophet camps every Saturday, you just overlook this stuff because you don't want to question your leaders and their leadership. But I always wanted to know, what the hell are these people, so, determined to keep you between Genesis and Revelations? Why are they so determined to keep you between Genesis and Revelation when Genesis and Revelation got a lot of things in there that are unexplained without other books, without other books containing other knowledge and other information? This is a prime example. Show me anywhere between Genesis and Revelation where Jacob takes anything from anybody but Esau, man. And he didn't even take that. That was just honest, wise, smart, capitalist, honest business. Okay? Even with Laban, them two daughters of Laban he worked for them, man. He was manipulated into working for him in the wrong order, or working for both of them as opposed to one. What did Jacob ever take from anybody, man? You won't find it. And that's why you have to live by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Most High, okay? All right, so I'm not going to make this long. I'm going to make this quick for the edification of Israel, for the rebuking of the false prophets, man, the admonition of the body, okay? The brotherhood, man. The assembly, his assembly, man, that the gates of hell can't prevail against. So we're going to get that precept, okay? And, Gaddy boy, you always talking about the Book of Jasher, but I'm going to go to Jubilees and cut you, man, okay? I appreciate you taking the time to respond to my request for this precept, but you didn't give me the precept, Gaddy boy. Jim S., you made a video telling Israel all the reasons to avoid the Book of Jasher and the Book of Jubilee and the Book of Enoch, and all that stuff that you spoke was just a bunch of plain old, vain babble, Gaddy boy. All you did was read who published it and who reworked it and who reprinted it. None of that stuff you said had about the Book of Jasher being published by Schaeffer, or Enoch being published or reprinted in the 1800s. None of that stuff discredits the scriptures. What are in those scriptures that discredit what we see in the canon? Nothing. And just because those scriptures are published by people like Derek Schaefer and all that, Shaver and all that, that's because somebody has to publish the book. It's only published and edited by these people because they're the ones who put it all together and distributed it. That's what all publishing is, man. Publishing is just taking something and distributing it. That doesn't mean that they wrote it, Gaddy boy. Okay? And a lot of times you can have the title author for something that you're not the original author of. Okay? And that's why when you register works with the Library of Congress, they ask you that. Are you the original author of this work? All right? Because you're going to get the title author, the title publisher, and all that, but you know, the government want to know the truth about the matter. Where did this stuff originate? And these books may have been reprinted, republished, and redistributed, but they originated from the mouth of the Most High, okay? You can't give me no precept for Jacob taking anything from the Amorite with a sword and with his bow. That's a big problem for you because your whole breakdown about the 12 tribes and the 12 tribes chart is founded upon the blessings that Israel gave to his sons. And so here you got a blessing that Israel gave to his son Joseph, that you 12 tribe chart people, none of you, I don't care what camp it is, I don't care what leadership or what doctrine it is. I don't care if it's GMS, ISUPK, IUIC. I don't care who it is, man. You know what I'm saying? All of y'all gonna take this cut, because can't none of y'all give me a precept for that verse. Genesis 48 and 22. Okay? That portion that Israel gave to Joseph over his brethren. All right? You can't give me that. If you're dealing with 66 books, you can't give it to me. If you're dealing with the 77 books or the 1611 with the 70-something books and the other letters in there, if you're only dealing with that, you can't give me that precept out of your first book and your first, the first book in your canon, the book of Genesis. Before you get out of Genesis, you people are stuck right there on the stumbling block, man. You can't even get out of Genesis without being exposed for your nakedness, or having no damn clothes on, okay? Your shame is being revealed right now, because we ain't even got out of Genesis, out of your 66 books, out of your 77 books. We ain't even got out of the first one, and you can't give me a precept for some big time shit that Jacob is talking, man. Jacob talks some big time shit about taking some shit from an Amorite with a sword and his bow, man. That's why it was appalling to me that, I can read him saying such a thing as that and it not being recorded in the scriptures. Okay? I'm wondering to myself, how the hell can the word just let Jacob make a claim like that without proving it? Well, that's because I was ignorant, a fool, lacking knowledge. The word is not letting Jacob get away with no claim like that without proving it. But you must have every word, okay, to understand and be able to let the Spirit of truth prove to you that he told you the truth in that other place. Now they're going to let the Spirit of truth prove to us that he told us the truth when he said he took a portion from the Amorite that he later gave to his son Joseph. We believe the scriptures, we know they're true, but we believe all of the scriptures and know they're true. How about you? We're going to get y'all over that stumbling block right here. If whosoever hath an ear, let him hear. All right? This is going to be coming out of the 34th chapter of the Book of Jubilees. Jubilees 34 and 1. And in the 6th year of this week of this 44th Jubilee, Jacob sent his sons to pasture their sheep, and his servants with them to the pastures of Shechem. Okay? Now this is after they Judah and Levi slew Shechem. Now, understand that. That's why I gave you the time period. It shows you the 44th Jubilee, okay? Which you people wouldn't even understand that either way. We don't know nothing. We don't even know what the heck time frame that was, all right? But it gave us the time right there, the 44th Jubilee, okay? The 6th year, all right, which means it was going into the 45th Jubilee, okay? Yep, because it was the 6th year and the 6th week. All right, let's go. It was the 6th year of that week, of the same week, all right? All right, so Jacob sent his sons to pasture their sheep and his servants with them to the pastures of Shechem. And the 7 kings of the Amorites assembled themselves together against them to slay them. Them who? Jacob's sons. Let's remember. Hiding themselves under the trees and to take their cattle as a prey. All right? So the kings of the Amorites basically was trying to kill Jacob's sons and rob them. All right? Why? Because they want revenge for what the sons of Jacob did to Shechem some years ago. Okay? All right, verse 3. And Jacob and Levi and Judah and Joseph were in the house with Isaac their father, for his spirit was sorrowful, and they could not leave him. And Benjamin was the youngest, and for this reason remained with his father. And there came the kings of Tephu, and the kings of Aresa, and the kings of Sargon, and the kings of Silo, and the kings of Gaas, and the king of Betharon, and the king of Manasseh, and all those, and all those, okay, who dwell in these mountains, and who dwell in the woods in the land of Canaan. All right. So that's what they're trying to give you an idea of the multitude that's gathered. You see that? That's a lot of people who dwell in a lot of different places. But verse 2 explains to you what's going on. The 7 kings of the Amorites. You see what I'm saying? So you got 7 kings of the Amorite with all their armies and all their people, man, okay? So that's the idea, how many people coming against Jacob's sons, all right? All right. And all those who dwell in these mountains and who dwell in the woods in the land of Canaan. Canaan, long-time historical enemy of the Most High, all right, let alone Israel. Verse 5, and they announced this to Jacob. Remember, Jacob was at home. And they announced this to Jacob, saying, behold, the kings of who? The Amorites, GMS. The Amorites. Here goes a story that we can't find nowhere in your canon that you live and die by your King James, okay? All right, Gaddy boy. I told you it was going to come out of Jubilees. This is the story of Jacob smiting the Amorite, all right? This is where he get that portion that he gives to Joseph later on, all right? All right. And they announced this to Jacob, saying, behold, the kings of the Amorites have surrounded thy sons and plundered their herds. You okay? They're robbing his sons. They want to rob him and kill him. That's the plot. Verse 6 of Jubilee chapter 34. Verse 6. And he, meaning Jacob, and he arose from his house, he and his 3 sons, and all the servants of his father. Oh, that means his father Isaac. See, because they was at Isaac's house, really, okay? So you got Jacob, his few boys that's with him, all his father Isaac's servant, and then Jacob gonna get all his servants. Everybody, all hands on deck, like they say. Okay? All right, let's recap. Let's read that again, rather. Behold, the kings of the Amorites have surrounded thy sons and plundered their herds. And he arose from his house, he and his 3 sons, and all the servants of his father, and his own servants, and he went against them with 6,000 men. Precept for you people. And he went against them with 6,000 men. Them who? The Amorite. He went against the Amorite, which is who? Jacob went against them, the Amorite, with 6,000 men. What did those men do? Did they, fight with their fists? Were they UFC fighters? Fists and feet and hands and elbows? Okay? No, they wasn't. Were they comedians? Were they 6,000 comedians going along to laugh at Jacob to try to take on these 7 kings of the Amorites? No, it wasn't. It wasn't 6,000 scoffers, man. Was it false prophets going along, everybody with their own dream and their own vision, REI? Was it 6,000 of them going along with Jacob? No, it wasn't. Nope. Was it 6,000 different damn nations under the heaven, all grouped up to we Israelites? For you false prophet ass elders out there teaching Israel these heresies, bringing the strangers and the heathens in the holy place? Was it 6,000 different damn nations and tongues with Jacob? No, it wasn't, people. But it was what I've been asking GMS for. It's the very precept that I've been asking them for, all right? Okay? I'll tell you what they were, all right? These 6,000 carried swords. And he went against them with 6,000 men who carried swords, okay? So you see, when Jacob took that from the Amorite with his sword and with his bow, yeah, it was a great battle that day, man. It wasn't just some fantasy or dream Jacob was having. He had 6,000 men with him, all right, taking care of business, man. Okay. They bore the sword. They bore the sword. Verse 7, and he slew them in the pastures of Shechem and pursued those who fled. And he slew them with the edge of the sword. And he slew Eresa and Taphu and Saragan and Silo and Amanasker and Gagaas, and he recovered his herds. And he prevailed over them and imposed tribute on them, that they should pay him tribute. You see that? That's how come he was able to give it to Joseph, because he took it from them. He demanded it of them and required it at their hand, people. Okay? He imposed tribute on the Amorites, all right? For how long? Oh, no. How much? And imposed tribute on them, that they should pay him tribute, 5 fruit products of their land, 5 fruit products of their land. And he built Robel and Tamnaritis, I can't pronounce it, Tamnaritis. And he returned in peace and made peace with them, and they became his servants until the day that he and his sons went down into Egypt. You see that? He returned in peace and made peace with them, and they became his servants. The Amorites, man. You see that? That's what he did. Just like his father, Isaac, his father, Abraham, man. Okay? They were righteous warriors, man. They went and took care of business for good causes, all right? But that's the precept, man. The 7 kings of the Amorites plundered the sons of Jacob when they were pasturing their sheep in Shechem, okay? That's what Jacob is talking about